Welcome you back. Thank you for staying with us. We need to take 10 words before we see our BYE on the show this morning. I'm glad to be back here with Samson. Can you repeat what you said the other time?
Well, the president shows us his way of, playing with words.
Okay, so the president dropped another bold statement recently.
The bombshell.
I think that was yesterday, exactly. He said, I'm accused of killing opposition in Nigeria, but I have no gun. He's going poetic these days. I have no gun. Why should you tell me I'm the one that is trying to kill the opposition party? He said he doesn't blame people who decide to jump out of a sinking ship. And so Nigerians are asking, what does he mean, by saying that? What does he mean by, he doesn't blame people who jump out of a sinking ship? What is that sinking ship? Or maybe at the end of the day, can he explain to Nigerians? But then the president has said what, he wants to say. And I think I recall, I think about last year now, there was a time President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said something that, he's not the reason why the opposition parties, are in disarray, but he enjoys, looking at them, looking at how they are playing the opposition party, and of course, we don't understand each other that is going on within the opposition party. So this is the issue that we are talking about this morning, and of course, I would love to get your opinion on that.
Well, I think the president has been so vocal about the fact that, yes, if a political party that happens to be an opposition to me is in disarray, I am happy. He has said that countless times. And, I mean, you cannot blame the president for saying that. For a sitting president, you should be happy that an opposition party is in problems, because that reduces your headache going into the election, especially for Nigeria, that we start preparing for an election just a few months after you have been elected into a position. So it means that the president is really enjoying his stay in the office right now. He's probably not too bothered about what's going on out there, because it feels like he has most governors in the country. If I'm not mistaken, he has over 30, and there is even a link that Taraba State might also join, because every member of the House of Assembly in that state, they have resigned from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and there are rumors that they are heading to the APC. And it's not clear yet. Probably by today or tomorrow, they will announce where they are going to, but they have resigned. They say, oh, we are not a part of this political party anymore. But the thing is, as it stands, you cannot publicly claim that the president has killed any opposition party in Nigeria, because there are no facts, there are no evidences. It is the job of an opposition party to make sure that they keep their houses clean, so that they don't have opposition, or the ruling party having people in their political party infiltrating and getting to eavesdrop on whatever it is they discuss and then taking it to the other meeting. But unfortunately, the PDP has a lot of moles right now, but you can't really say who are the moles. I'll cite an instance. Wike has wined and dined with the APC, but he's a member of the PDP. In fact, as it stands with the current judgment that they have, there might be another judgment tomorrow. The party belongs to his caucus. And all these and more is a reason why the PDP has continually been linked with possible internal implosion and likely death of the political party. A party that was once said to be the biggest political party in Africa. A party that once said they were going to rule for 50 years after they did 16 years. Unfortunately, they could not continue from there. So it says a lot about how the party actually collapsed. I think selfishness was one of the reasons. And some people were too obsessed with power.
I think it's too much hype, just like people who say that too much hype on 2020.
Of course, the MDGs, the Millennium Development Goals. And of course, when 2020 came, Corona actually showed up. So it became a problem.
The hype was too much.
It was too much. So I think the party now think they thought too much of themselves. So at the time when they should be re-strategizing on what to do next, the party was dying, but nobody in the party was seeing it. Only the opposition was seeing that, which was the ACN that eventually metamorphosed to the APC.
And the CPC.
They were seeing it at that time. They knew what exactly to do. And when Ataru Jega, who was a no-nonsense man, came as the electoral umpire, as the chairman of the electoral umpire in the country, yes, it became so clear that if there was something close to a free and fair election, then no political party is even sure of winning the election. Because if you don't prepare, then there will be a problem. The PDP now, of course, they are not preparing. The ADC, I'm not sure they are too, because they also have their internal problems, which the only thing I see is that they are not discussing it. If they are discussing, then you also see that they also have issues. But above all, I want to believe that the president is right for saying all of this. I mean, you cannot, he's not a member of the PDP, so he cannot kill the party. The only thing he can do is to probably find one or two of his trusted lieutenants and say, look, join this political party. Tell them you are no longer a member of the APC. And from in there, you can start, doing one or two, which is not too out of place for a country like Nigeria that has so much complicated political base. So I believe that is the only thing that is happening. But openly, you cannot accuse the president of killing your party. I mean, that would be too much of a bold statement.
Exactly. And then one more thing is, except for the fact that we've seen some politicians recently come out to say that APCs are harassing us for not joining the party. I'll give you an example. I mean, even Erifai, there was a time he said, APCs are harassing him because, he left the party. But then we've seen governors who left, PDP and other political parties, Labour Party, and then they came out to say, we left to join the APC to align with the center.
Power at the center.
What's the meaning of that? I'll give you an example of a governor that said that, Governor Imo, he said that, and then another governor in the East came out to say that, oh, I joined the APC because I'm in love with the policies of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So these are the things that you will hear and you'll be wondering what is going on. But then, to the opposition parties, I think blaming President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, entirely is laziness at best. Look at what APC is doing, mobilizing. We have the City Boy movement. I think recently I heard about the
ambassadors.
Exactly. Look, but then I think there's a counter. I don't want to call it counter now, but I'm hearing about the Village Boys movement now. And this is separate from the City Boys movement. I think this faction belongs to the obedience, the opposition, and the like. So APC is putting in the work, but then most opposition parties are just complaining.
You see, anybody who blames other people for their problems, that's the height of unseriousness you'll find anywhere. Okay, you are responsible for what happens to you, because you have to prepare for everything that is being thrown at you. Okay, and I believe that if you now sit even as an individual and say, oh, Yemi is the reason why I did not do this, then you are not serious. Because you must be able to take Yemi out of the equation.
At the end of the day, you are the owner of your life.
At the end of the day, it all boils down to what you do for yourself.
You are the owner of your life.
But then, let's take one or two comments before we go this morning. Okay, Aki says, shots fired at the PDP. Don't sink the ship, jump out and attempt saving your life. That's coming from Aki this one. Also, Mani says, Tinubu is a master strategist, but emotions would not let you all agree with this. And Most Wanted says, we are gradually going into one-party system. Well, everyone has, an opinion.
Definitely. And of course, the last comment, Sham Mystery says, yellow house boys no to the light sinking ships. Maybe that person will need to define yellow house boys to us.
Well, we might have to define that.
We play too much in this country.
Well, it's a fine place to leave it on this show this morning. We say thank you for being a part of the show so far. Do not forget to link up with us on all socials. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Dominion Broadcast, and on X, formerly Twitter at Dominion Cast. Join us again tomorrow on Daybreak Live Extra on Dominion Television. We call it the Owambe edition, and of course, do all, just like we said, click on those buttons and of course like and follow, subscribe to our channels. As I always say, keep being good out there, keep being safe. Samson Balogun is my name. Bye for now.
Be intentional about your goals, and of course you have the capacity to bring them to pass. My name is Oluwayemi Adelakum. Good morning.